Hello, Western Oregon sports fans, and welcome to this edition of Wolves Weekly. New year, new set, same football coach here. We got Coach Ferguson joining me in studio once again today. We just really wanted the opportunity to catch up. It feels like just a little while ago that you were in here talking, but year goes by quick. Start of the 2012 year coming up here pretty soon.
Yeah, it just seems like yesterday that we played at Montana and then played Humboldt for a conference championship at their place. It's gone by really fast, and then our 2 days are pretty much done at this point. Real good progress with our D-line, our secondary, and our backers have become pretty solid. But the most exciting thing is we feel like we have two quarterbacks that are really doing some good things, along with some receivers that are really emerging. And so we're waiting to see how that really plays out the last couple weeks.
Well, I know you did some different things this year in the off-season other than years past. You guys have started practicing in the morning almost exclusively, and you also have the opportunity, the school has put in a turf field, and I know that's given you the opportunity to practice on two different field elements. So can you talk to me about both those early morning practices and the fields?
First of all, it's not just a normal turf field. It's a 91, I believe, by 141. So all our football can be on one field and off the main field and interact and do small groups. So it's really increased our efficiency and a number of reps. And the surface has helped our ability, even in the morning when it's wet, where our balls stay dry, and then our traction. So we feel like we're moving faster, which is very key against the Grand Valley team. And then also, in the spring, we're at 5:30 in the morning. Because of some class conflicts, those type of things, and less than 4 days a week, and at 5:33 or 4 days a week through spring ball, and really felt our team towards the end really improved. So we wanted to continue with that through our two-a-days, and really feel that our players are spending more time learning by able to watch themselves with the early morning practice. So we're excited about our progress to date, and we're waiting to see how that's going to benefit us against an extremely good team such as Grand Valley.
I know you bring up Grand Valley right there. I'd like to get to them a little bit more towards the end of this show. First of all, I'd like to hear about the Wolves and kind of just what you have coming back, especially on defense, where you returned quite a few guys that played a number of reps last year.
Yeah. First of all, on defense, Gavin Drake causes a lot of havoc. He's a preseason All-American. He was an All-American last year. The kid is stronger. He's faster. He's worked extremely hard. We're excited to see what he can do against some very good tackles and tight ends. And then Bryce Pila, who's probably practicing the best he's ever practiced, speed-wise and focus-wise. And we know he had 9 interceptions last year and still has really a good nose for the football. So we're seeing how he can do it in big games, such as Grand Valley. And then our linebacker core, we feel it's solid, with Scott Foss leading that, but Devin Wells, and also we're fortunate to have Sherman Vercher back, who broke his thumb and was out the whole season, able to get his senior year back, who's going to play as a grad student.
Fantastic. Well, we know that everybody's pretty familiar with a lot of those guys, as you mentioned, Pila and Drake, Foss. All those guys have been multiple-year starters. Let's go a little bit over to offense, where you guys are looking to replace some definitely key guys. Had to replace a senior quarterback, had to replace Trevor Gates, school record-breaking wide receiver, and couple offensive linemen, including Jason Slowey. Yeah,
the first thing is a senior quarterback that is very good on third down is always hard to replace. Evan was coach's kid, very smart. He's actually coaching at Simon Fraser now, doing a really good job with the receivers. So we're very fortunate for what he did with our team last year. And then Jason Slowey really developed a mentality throughout our O-line. They're nasty, they're aggressive. And Paul Guzman's done a nice job of carrying that forward. But Jason was a special player, as we all know. And also Dylan Newman's also doing a really good job of that. They're trying to teach some younger guys that need more game experience to be more physical, and they'll have to against a Grand Valley D-line that will get after you.
Well, fantastic. Well, I'm going to make you go right in there. Home opener is this Saturday, September 1st at 1 p.m. Talk to me a little about this Grand Valley State team that's coming in to play you guys.
First of all, we're fortunate to play Grand Valley last year. The reason why, honestly, that we played them is they're one of the few teams in Division II that would do a home-and-home with you. A lot of schools they'll allow you to go there but don't want to come back. And Grand Valley is a team that's always looking for games because very few people will step up and play that type of caliber team. We're fortunate our university did that, and also it really helped being at Grand Valley, who's one of the premier Division II schools, if not the top, in the overall sports and facilities and the amount of fundraising that they do. So really get the experience of that. But on the field, they have depth, and they have special players. Their receivers, their O-line, and their quarterback are what we consider special players in our conference game after game.
Fantastic. Well, fans are going to have the opportunity to watch these guys come in and play this Saturday at 1 o'clock, as we mentioned right there. Tickets are still available for these games by calling the number on the screen. And I also want to make mention of the parking lot back there. The Western Oregon is offering, there's both the year-long pass, but they've also switched over and done the single-game parking. It's a good atmosphere in there. There's usually a couple of tents, a couple of vendors in there as well, and a good time to come enjoy. So make sure you call that one. The single-game parking is available on the day of the game as well. Coach Ferg, I always want to close out a little bit with just kind of what the goals of the team are. You had the opportunity last 2 years to play for the GNAC title in the final game of the season. You're getting right there. So let me hear, I guess, maybe a tangible goal such as that one, but then also what would you like your team to improve on from where you're at right now? Maybe halfway, where would you like your team to improve through the season?
The number one thing is we put a lot of stress on our players through the offseason is their mental discipline when things don't go the way that they'd like it to. To be able to keep fighting through that, whether it's endurance, whether it's not missing a key play, be able to respond and be resilient to the next play. That's the number one thing. And the second thing is to be more efficient as a team. There's times we felt our offense played well, our defense didn't play as well, our special teams. You know, for example, Grand Valley, earlier our special teams didn't play well. We had 3 critical mistakes that really opened the door against a ball control or can be a ball control offense that will pound the rock physically at you. So it's really being in all 3 phases earlier. We're very excited about the new kids coming in and some few transfers that we're waiting to see how they're going to do in game situations so we can talk more about them. But as a group, with our team, this has been the most disciplined and hardworking team to date.
Well, fantastic, Coach. Thank you very much for coming in today. Thanks for. I know it's a busy schedule, especially as you get back in the routine of a regular week. You're right back there, and man, 11 games in front of you right now. It all starts this Saturday. So hope fans can get out there and support the Wolves. But just want to say thank you to Coach Ferg, and thank you everyone for watching this edition of Wolves Weekly.